Hello friends, welcome to Code with Kartiki. So as we are saying Python tricks and tips, so today is our next tip. So here you have to use underscore whenever you want to ignore that value, and when you are going to ignore because you don't want to use that value further, right? So this is the tip. So underscore when you have to use underscore for assigning variable value, so that is ignore values that will not be used, right? So now here I have given here example. When assigning the values returned from a function, you might want to ignore some values that are not used in future code. So if so, assign those values to underscore. So here I will explain this example. So here I am defining one function, def return 2. So this function is returning 2, so that's why I have given here return underscore 2. So this is the function name, and what this function is doing, it is returning 1 and 2. So these two values it is returning. So when I am receiving those values, so first value I am accepting in underscore, and second value I am accepting in var. So here will be function call, and what this function, after calling this function will get executed, and this function will return 1 and 2. But only two value I want to use further in my code. I don't want to use one. So that's why what I have done, I have assigned 1 to this underscore, and var will contain 2, right? So in this way, so if I print this var on the console, I will get 2. So what I want to do here, I want to ignore this one value. That's why I have assigned this one to this underscore. So in such a cases, whenever you want to ignore those values and you don't want to use those values in future code, so at that time you have to assign those values to underscore. So one more example we will see. For example, if you want to repeat a loop a specific number of times but don't care about the index, then you can use underscore for that index. For example, here I have taken for underscore in range 5. So normally what we do for I, so instead of underscore we take I. So when you have to take that I, if you want to use that index value further in your this loop, so at that time you can use that I. But here I don't want to use that index value, so I am not here printing that index value, so I am not using that value. That's why what I have done, so whatever the index value is there, so I have assigned this with underscore. I mean, this is the useless value, I don't want to use that, right? So whenever such a value is there, so you have to assign that using underscore. So for underscore in range 5, and I want to print hello 5 times. So if I want to print that index here, so then I will take here I, right? So this is the purpose of using underscore whenever you want to ignore value. So whatever we have seen here, so we will see that practically. So in slides we have seen where we have to use underscore. We have to use underscore whenever you want to ignore that value. So here I will define one function that will return 2. Return 2. So that was our function name, right? And what this function is returning? Return 1 and 2. And I am receiving values from this function, whatever the after function execution, it is returning me 1 and 2. So that I will receive. So I want to use only 2. So that's why I have assigned whatever the first value, that is 1 in underscore, and second value, that is 2, I want to use, that I have assigned in var. So I am calling this function here, right? And I will print this var. So in further program I want to use var only, that is 2 value. So that's why I have assigned that 2 value to var, and I don't want to use 1, so that's why I have assigned that to underscore. So that is var 2. So one more example we have seen, that is for loop. So now here for underscore in range 5. So here I am ignoring index, so that's why I have used here underscore, and print hello. So now we will run this program, right? So now 5 times it has printed hello. So here I don't want to use this underscore index value, so that's why I have assigned this to this underscore. So in this way, whenever you don't want to use that value further in your code, at that time you have to assign that value to underscore, right? So if you like the content of my channel, please subscribe and press bell icon to get notification. Thanks for watching the video.